Finally, with the arrival of vaccine in Malaysia, we hope to see a historic turning of the tide in our struggle against COVID-19 pandemic. At least this is what we hope and what Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin's government would wish for us to accept. But it will take more than the Prime Minister himself taking a jab for the nation on live television and more wishy-washy patronizing propaganda. It is easy to get caught up in the fervor and think that the vaccine will magically bring everything back to normal. But Malaysia is far from normal and has been for a long time, and it will take a concerted effort from the whole citizenry to reconcile the past. A caring government does not drag its feet to extend loan moratoriums until the last minute, until under heavy pressure from the opposition. A caring government does not watch an entire generation as it is threatened by lack of access to education and its let them have cake approach to reopening schools without solid plans for providing for what was lost thus far into the MCO. A caring government does not fail to plan or produce solutions so categorically that in the final hour before each new movement restrictions date, it vaguely addresses the people with a new extension and no progress. To be clear, yes, it is vitally important that we all, for our own sakes and for the sake of the nation, continue to follow SOPs, especially wearing our face masks, maintaining social distancing, and washing our hands frequently. It is also important that we work together to get ourselves vaccinated and build a national immunity against this virus and make several other changes to protect ourselves, our loved ones, and our fellow citizens. But we must not be so desperate for a return to normal that we go about prematurely allowing business as usual without the SOPs. Chief among the things we must not follow is for the backdoor PN government to play its same tricks in order to hold on to power it procured in the betrayal of the mandate of the Rakyat. While we pray for a successful and unimpeded vaccine rollout, we cannot allow this to legitimize that which requires a proper respect of Malaysia's democratic institutions to put in order. As the career of the minister responsible depends on the success of the vaccine rollout, in his candid statements, it alludes to the long process he has gone through up to this point. A long process that has been conspicuously kept from the people's eyes and ears. He claims the vaccine procurement has been a drawn-out process over many months, yet there is so little to show for it. Even as the vaccines arrived, who else would get it? And when? And what of educating the public on the risks and the benefits? Why is Malaysia only just now managing to get its hands on the vaccine? Such negotiations take time, and regulators must be given their full agency to do its due diligence. But why is Malaysia so late to the game? Meanwhile, Indonesia's rollout has had a plan and procurement, while this government only said, trust us. And what is becoming of the 3 billion ringgit allocated by budget 2021 for the vaccine? What is the cost? For this, the minister gives us a blanket 2.05 billion ringgit, but how does the price we pay compare to the price others are paying? What is the price per pax? How can we make sure that this 2.05 billion ringgit is going to the vaccine and nothing is being skimmed off for middlemen or to feed the pockets of the cronies? Yet, the line, trust us, is the only assurance we are given from a government that has done little to inspire trust or confidence from the Rakyat. And not only are we just starting, but there appears to be no plan. The frontliner medical workers, of course, seem to be the first major group targeted. After the government, that is. But beyond that, this has not been determined yet. Not only that, but vaccine centers have not been indicated yet, and even the hospitals who eagerly await the inoculation of their staff have the same uncertainty we all have as we wait until what has now become the de facto assumption that being the day before, when presumably another extension will be announced with no progress in the government strategy. The government took their time to put out the National COVID-19 Immunization Program, NIP, making sure to carefully tailor in the theme of vagary and murkiness. The NIP rests on the hopes and prayers this government has ridden for far too long. It gives no details on how to build trust or engage and educate the public on the vaccine and the new public health measures or policies. Likewise, it does little ensuring equity so that both the poor and the rich are allowed access to the vaccine, a major failure arising from the Western rollouts, or to build up the digital infrastructure needed since they are putting all the chips on the My Sejahtera app. It proposes these lofty ideas of tracking, genomic surveillance, and advanced studies on immunity and possible mutations of the virus, but offers no real plan for how to carry this out.